Hello, I'm back again and I wanted to do a quick video on a few tips and tricks on how to buy a Chanel handbag which is vintage slash pre-owned slash pre-loved. The difference between like vintage and pre-loved is basically a vintage will have been made like it's kind of 20 years or more long time ago, whereas pre-loved is more modern, but so it's secondhand, but it's not necessarily yet vintage. I have bought quite a few Chanel bags. I've bought quite a few in store, and I've also got three vintage ones, all pre-owned, pre-loved. They're not all 20 years older, but they are, like, I've got three pre-owned Chanels. I'm really not getting these words out today. So when I first started lusting after a Chanel bag, I obviously went into the shop and I was like, oh no, I can't do these prices. So the idea of getting a pre-owned one was super tempting. However, there are so many fakes out there, and there are so many which are so hard to tell. And if you've never owned one before, it's really hard to know if you're buying the real thing, because there are fakes so good that people are rumoured, I don't know if it's true, but to have made them in the actual Chanel factory or with like authentic Chanel like findings, like the clasps and everything, but they're not made by Chanel. So like that's how good some of the fakes are. It might not actually be true that they're made in the factory, or it might not be true that they're made using the findings, but that's how spot on they can be. And you just don't want to get caught out. Because quite frankly, if you want to buy a fake Chanel, you want to buy it cheap. You know, you don't want to be ripped off paying the price of an authentic bag and then discovering that it's not authentic. So once you've kind of bought a few and you know Chanel bags a lot better, buying them secondhand and maybe buying them from markets or from eBay will get easier. But for your first bag, I wouldn't suggest taking a gamble because it's so hard to know. And even if you've kind of got friends with Chanel bags and you've kind of inspected them quite a lot, you don't know them well enough to kind of be able to take the gamble. You don't know them well enough to be able to spot a super fake from a real. And it's just not worth getting caught out over, because you can spend like £1,000 plus on a fake bag, and that's just not cool, because at those prices you may as well just chip in a bit extra and buy the real thing. So if you are new to buying Chanel handbags and you are tempted to buy something pre-owned, then I just want to give a few tips and tricks. First of all, avoid anywhere like eBay, Gumtree, Craigslist, anywhere that you just can't police as well. Like, even though, you know, eBay will claim that nothing counterfeit is sold on eBay, that's absolutely not true. So don't be taken in by that. If you do buy one and you discover it's not real, you can send it back, get your money back, get a full refund. eBay will help facilitate that. But at the same time, if you buy a fake, pay to get it authenticated, and then like go through the transaction of getting it sent back and getting your money back, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of effort, and it's actually a lot of money because you have to pay somebody to authenticate it. So I wouldn't recommend it, because it's so hard to tell from pictures that if it's real or not. And anything like authenticity cards, receipts, etc., can be fake, or somebody could have done something really dodgy where they bought a real Chanel for themselves, bought a fake one to sell on, and basically put the receipt for their real one next to a fake one to make the fake look real, and that's dodgy, and you just don't know, So I would say never buy from anywhere like Gumtree, Craigslist, eBay for your first one. If you feel confident after a few years of buying Chanel and feel like you are confident enough to kind of take that gamble, you are in a better position to do it, but don't do it for your first one. Don't even do it for your first 2 or 3. Like, you really want to be an expert, and even then you can still get caught out online from places like that. So if you are going to buy secondhand, I would suggest going online to a trusted vintage slash pre-loved website. One that I love is Vintage Heirloom. I have bought quite a few bags from there. I think I bought 2 bags, 2 brooches, and I think I bought something else from there. I love it. I love what they have. They have a very small selection of Chanel. It's very much Chanel only, and it's very well curated. Everything's good condition. Everything comes in even better condition than you would expect. The prices are fair. They're not so high that you're thinking, oh, but they're not so low that you should ever be concerned that they're too low. Because generally speaking, if it's too good a deal, it's not a deal. So I would recommend buying off there, and also they do often do things like offer 10% off if it's your first purchase, but I'm not plugging them. It's just what I'm saying is it's not an advertorial. It's basically like if you're going to buy online, go to a trusted reseller who will offer you a lifetime authenticity guarantee, who have like basically experts who work for them, who know what they're doing, because you want to buy it from a trusted place. Also, I would say look at the website and look at all the photography and look for kind of continuity. Basically what you're trying to spot is, do they buy the handbags and have them there in the studio right there and then? Because basically that means that the reseller has basically paid their own money to buy in a handbag, so they feel that confident that it's real. They have then authenticated it and they have generally sparred it, and it means that you're buying it off an expert. Because if the photography is all over the place and you can see that people have taken the photos at home and uploaded them to a website and then basically sending them on from their own home, a bit like you do on eBay, but like a snazzier version, then you kind of don't have really you don't have a middleman. Like, you don't have a kind of an independent body who's, I'm gesticulating a lot. You don't have an independent body who's kind of taking in all the handbags, checking them over, sparring them, authenticating them, and then shipping them off. Like, you're kind of buying them off another individual, but through a reseller website, and you don't want to be doing that. You want to kind of have that central person who is authenticating everything and kind of guaranteeing everything as well. Because to be honest, if you're buying it from a platform which is a load of people at home uploading their handbags, claiming they're real, and then sending them to you, you can get caught out in the same way that you can on eBay, but the only difference is you're going to be spending more. So that is another tip. There are places like Liberty in London who will sell vintage handbags, vintage Chanel handbags. I would trust them. I would also trust Fenwick. The only thing is they often sell their vintage Chanels as vintage and rare. So you will often spend as much as a new handbag, if not more, because they will class it as rare and artisan and more desirable, and that for me, unless it's a truly unique design which you will never find ever again and that you just love and you want so bad, unless it's that bag, personally I'd rather just go to the store. It's just easier. So yeah, there are my tips and tricks and lots of gesticulation. Oh, this is actually a handbag I bought off Vintage Heirloom. I love it. I got it a few months ago. It came in perfect condition. I think it came with the authenticity card. It came with the dust bag. It was great condition. I was super happy, and I think I saved about $2 on it, so I was beyond thrilled. I'm trying to think what else. Yes, if you do want to take a gamble on kind of a charity shop, is it Chanel, is it not Chanel, I have another video which you might want to watch. I will try and remember to link to it. And just be careful. Just assume that there are a lot of fakes out there, and if it's too good to be true, it might well be. You can save a lot of money, hence how I managed to save like 2/3 or half the price on this handbag, which I'm thrilled about, but you know, it's the needle in the haystack, which is gonna be like a Chanel bag for 50 quid. However, if you are in a charity shop and you see one that you're like, oh my god, is it real, is it not? I do have a 5-minute authenticity, shall I buy it, shall I not, is it worth the gamble video, so do watch that as well. If you have any questions below, please do comment and let me know, and if you want to subscribe, that would be amazing because I don't have many subscribers and it would be nice to be in double digits. Thank you very much, bye!